Something about yourself, your background, what you got going on here.
My background. My background is a lot of different stuff that's led to this. The started off art degree, art background. Then life happened and ended up being in the trades, building homes, building a lot of really big, nice custom homes. Getting fortunate enough to work with a lot of nice material and really use my artistic side. And then the entire time, I was a fly fishing addict. And one led to the other. So I now am getting to express myself through my building bamboo fly rods and my custom landing nets and putting my artistic spin on it.
Cool. Well, tell me, what makes bamboo unique for fly fishing, for rods? Kind of tell me about that.
So many things involved with what makes bamboo special. I mean, everybody we talk to has a story about their grandfather and their grandfather's rod.
Right.
And it's where, for us, the fly fishing nation, it all started with bamboo. And, you know, that carries through. A lot of people want it for that nostalgia, you know, of what was grandfather's deal. But also, for us that have been doing it a long time, there is nothing that throws a more open loop and more beautiful cast than bamboo. And fly fishing is an art. And with art, why not fish art? It's the top of the food chain.
I bet it feels pretty good to catch a fish with your own handmade rod, huh?
Oh, it's very special. There's nothing like it. You know, a lot of guys get that feeling when they start learning to tie their own flies, you know, and they go out and they've tied this pattern and they're putting it out there and they land that fish.
Awesome.
The next thing, to the next thing, to the next, and you end up building handcrafted bamboo rods and then custom landing nets and tying your own flies and everything else to be out on the river and get to share it, you know. And the top of all of that, all of it, is when I get to build that rod for somebody. That's their dream rod. That's what they have always wanted. That's what grandpa had. That is the top. And to build it to them, to be involved with them, to help create and bring to fruition this vision of their art that I'm going to put together for them, and to, you know, get these feedback and stories and pictures of people out on the water and they've hooked that fish and landed it.
That's awesome.
That's the top.
Absolutely.
That's the top. So.
Well, so tell me about some of your services. What do you actually do? So can someone get involved in the build with you, kind of let you know what they're looking for? Talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely. You know, I mean, what I'm trying to do is with building bamboo, there is a lot of what I consider art to it. You know, everybody is drawn to, with every fly fishing rod, graphite, whatever, it's always the reel seat. That reel seat's that special piece of wood. It's that special piece of beauty. We build the reel seat, we build the grips, we can make them match all the way through, hardwood from one end to the other, from the color of the rod to the color of the silks, to just bring that whole thing to them. And, you know, I like to, if I'm able to, and carrying a conversation, I want to know where they're fishing. I want to know what type of water they're fishing. I want to know what, you know, species, what size of fish are they targeting on their home water. And all of that makes a difference for what I'm able to bring to them. So I want all of that. And the same thing applies if I'm building them a custom net. You know, we do everything from just wooden laminate nets to engravings, two-dimensional, and fill them with acrylic, to three-dimensional carvings of any shape and size.
All right, guys. So Paul, why don't you show us some of what you've been working on, your rods, nets.
Okay.
Show us.
Well, we do just a bunch of different stuff here. I mean, so for instance, these are some of the nets. This one's still in progress. We do a lot of engraving and multi-layer laminates with a lot of different species of woods. This one happens to be black walnut, big leaf tiger maple, wenge, and claro walnut. And here we've done a full 3D carving of oak leaves and acorns, and then filled the void with a very nice clear resin so it's nice and smooth all the way around. And on the back, our logo is put together with engraved in and then filled with a blue mica in the resin. So That's one of our nets.
Hold on. Thank you.
Here's another one, bigger hoop, bigger fish, predator hunter with this guy. And this one, we had done actually a filigree and inlaid it with a pewter, and the dots are a sterling silver on both sides with a longer handle. The wood species is, what is this, crotch Calero walnut and Paduke and big leaf tiger maple to make this guy up. That's when you're going for big fish.
Got it.
And as our rods go, we had run the gamut. But like I was saying earlier, everybody who goes into a shop buying any fly rod, whether it's graphite, fiberglass, whatever, the distinctive part of every rod is always going to be the part that people look at as the real seat. Well, we make all of ours own here on the lathe and stabilize the woods so that they are going to be impervious to water and weather and everything. This has a traditional cork handle on a bamboo rod. And this is what most people are used to, and but this is what people are drawn to. You know, this is the artistic side. So we decided to go to the next level of that, which is now turning the handle to the reel seat all in one species and one piece of wood.
Wow.
And then you have the voids. I inlay silver or whatever material you want into the burl voids that are naturally occurring.
Nice.
And so it has a good feel, good weight, again, on the bamboo rods. And if we're going to go old school, back as far back as you want to go, a lot of people did cork, but the top of that was when they wrapped rattan. So this is all wrapped rattan, and inside of the grooves I inlay silk to match, you know, the artistic side of working with the people on whether they're the accent, the colors that are also on the rod on top of that. And also with the, now for my, this was for my wife, is the, this is called big leaf tiger maple, and it's actually holographic. You could watch the lines move. I don't know if the camera can catch that or not.
That's really neat.
Is that not neat? So when we stabilize it, we're actually adding a dye into the stabilizing process so that this color runs all the way through, will not fade, run, anything like that. We're not going to crack. It's completely water absorbed, you know, impervious. And we can put on a bunch of various colors to put your flare on it again. This has got a lot of purple and pink, so wife's rod.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we've tried to work with everybody to create whatever they are envisioning. And that's the fun part.
Cool. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the time.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm glad you came by.
So tell people, if they want to get a hold of you, how do they do that? What's the best way?
We're all over social media, but I would say start out by going to our webpage at pjsfinebamboo.com and start there. See what we offer, see what we do. Okay. And then I would recommend giving us a call. Give me a call. I would love to talk with you. I'd love to actually, you know, bring a vision of yours into fruition. Let's make it happen. Let's talk about, you know, your waters, what you want to see for silks, colors of bamboo, colors of rods, species of wood. It's pretty much endless. So it's easier just to, once you have an idea of what you're after, give me a call.